Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce all of us. We are from group 5. Our group members are Apriselia Amanda Putri Nugroho, Naupalita Ardiani, Igusti Ngurah Manik Mahardika, and Zinzi Azani Asher. We are going to present our presentation about finite and infinitive verb, the tenses, and the form. First, I am going to talk about finite verbs. Finite verbs in English grammar, a finite verb is a form of verb that shows agreement with subject and is marked for tenses. This is the finite verb that I have found. There is about 13 in the article that we choose. The first one is vaccinated. I choose vaccinated because the subject is Japan. For the second one, I choose according because it's a verb that it's in a sentence that verb is finite. A finite verb can stand by itself. Finite verbs are sometimes called main verbs or tenses verbs, and this is one of them, according. And the third is approve. The subject is health ministry. The fourth one is trying. The subject is the Japanese government. The fifth one is earmarked. The subject is the Japanese government again. And the sixth one is agreed. The subject is it, and it refers to the Japanese government. And then submit. The subject is the welfare ministry. And then redress. The subject is the state. And pay. The subject is the state as well. Now we are moving on to infinitive verb that will be presented by Igustin.
Okay, I'm gonna to tell about infinitive verb. The main difference between finite verb and non-finite verbs is that the former can act as the root of an independent clause or a full sentence, while the latter cannot. For example, take the following sentence. The man runs to the store to get a gallon of milk. Runs is a finite verb because it agrees with the subject man and because it's marked the sentence present tense. Get is a non-finite verb because it does not agree with the subjects or mark the tenses. Rather, it is an infinitive and depend on the main verb runs. By simplifying the sentences, we can see that runs has ability to act the root and the independence clause. So the example for the article is to amend, to curb, having, according, to all, to administer, to receive, negotiating, to start. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Navarita. Here I would like to explain about tenses. So, tenses is a form of verb in English to show the time when an action, activity, or event occurs, whether it is happening now, in the future, or in the past. And in general, tenses are divided into three parts. First is present, the second one is continuous, and the third one is future. So based in the article, we got about around five tenses from the article. So number one is members of the public in Japan will get vaccinated against in the new coronavirus for free. So this is used a future simple tense because there is will get. So the formula is will plus verb one. And for number two is the Japanese government is trying to secure enough vaccines by the first half of 2021 to administer to all members of the public. So this is used present continuous tense because of the formula is verb in. And then number three, it has agreed with British AstraZeneca and US pharmaceutical giant Pfizer Inc. to receive vaccines when successfully developed. And it is used present perfect tense because of this is with subject and has plus verb 3. And then next is number 4. The Health, Labor and Welfare Ministry will also submit a bill to amend the country's immunization law to an extraordinary diet session expected to start later this month. So this is used future simple tense because the formula is will plus verb 1. And the last one is a syringe with a vaccine is seen ahead of trials by volunteers testing for the coronavirus disease or COVID-19. So this is used passive voice in present simple tense because this is like is and then verb 3 and with by because this is a passive voice formula in the present simple tense. And next is explanation by Aprilia.
Okay, my name is Aprilia, so I'm gonna explain about passive and active voice. So the first one is active voice. Active voice describes a sentence where the subject performs the action stated by the verb. So based on the article, I found 6 active voice. The first one is members of the public in Japan will get vaccinated against the new coronavirus for free, blah, blah, blah. The active voice is will get vaccinated. The second is blah, blah, blah in a bid to curb serious and fatal cases of infection. The active voice is to curb. The third is the Japanese government is trying to secure enough vaccines by the first half of 2021 to administer to all members of the public, blah, blah, blah. And the passive and the active voice are is trying and to administer. The fourth is blah, 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 having earmarked a budget of 671.4 billion yen. The active voice is having earmark. The fifth is it has agreed with British drug maker AstraZeneca plc and US pharmaceutical giant Pfizer in company to receive vaccines when successfully developed, and is also negotiating with US firm Moderna in cooperation for a supply. The active voice has agreed to receive and negotiating. The last active voice is the Health, Labor and Welfare Ministry will also submit a bill to amend the country's immunization law to an extraordinary diet session expected to start later this month so that the state can redress patients and pay damage instead of companies in case of vaccination causes serious side effects. The active voice are to start, can redress, and pay. So the passive voice is the passive voice. In passive sentence, the thing receiving the action is the subject of the sentence, and the thing doing the action is optionally included near the end of the sentence. So based on the article, I just got one passive voice, that is blah 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 according to a health ministry policy approved Friday by its advisory panel, blah blah blah, and the passive voice is approved Friday by its advisory panel. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much for everyone of my team who has participated. We're sorry for every hits and miss that we had. Thank you for your attention. We are signing off. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.